So, anyways, the appointed time is now upon us. And at the very least, I've got the audience that I know is very much bucking not to miss the upcoming gameplay. So, might as well get right into it. Last time in... Oh, okay, beeping. Alright. I am repausing the game. Last time in A Link to the Past, I entered the Dark World, defeated a whole bunch of dungeons, and by that I mean more than half of the Dark World dungeons. I got Red Sword, and then I got stuck here in the Ice Palace where I've been freezing for an entire week. Hopefully, I can get past it. And by hopefully, I mean I consulted a little bit of a guide, and I now know how to move forward. Korvax is the new lore master. Pale Voyager, what do you mean by that? Okay, let's get away from Fire Rod, because as much as I don't like Beep Beep, which I don't like dying either, so let's just not die. Okay. Somehow hit all three of them. Still beep beep even with another heart. Okay. So these penguins remain dead from last time. Let's get this thing out of the way. So the first mistake I made when playing through this dungeon last time is I forgot to lift up this skull, which reveals the solution to a key. Pale Voyager says knows about the Maidans, knows about all the old tales. Oh, I see. Okay, come on. That one almost clipped me, even when I was trying to have it not do that. Okay. Okay. Alright. So these stairs are a little bit of a finagle. I have to be perfectly lined, and down I go. Okay. Korvax says, I'm lucky enough to have days at work where I can easily watch/listen, that was a typo, I'm sure, to the VODs. Yes. Here's another thing I missed. It's just bombs. Not particularly relevant to me. And then Korvax says, gotta catch up on all the years of content I've missed. Thank goodness for VODs, isn't that right? Nope. Still no hearts. Okay. We do have a fairy, so I'm not terribly concerned immediately. That key I just picked up is the other thing I missed that I will need to move forward. Avoid the fire bar, avoid the bubble. Okay. Dynamite Heady reference. Was that a Dynamite Heady reference, Pale? To be honest, I didn't pay full and complete attention to that game. It was sort of a fever dream. Not exactly the kind of thing that someone like me can easily digest just once. Oh, okay. Get that bomb. Pale, about that last remark that we're gonna make you cry. You're entertaining, you're fun to watch, you're incredibly amusing, you know? That's just how it is. Korvax says, been a while since I watched the LPs, but those definitely kept me company during university. Can't second that, but you're good fun. You're good fun to have around in chat too, and okay. Alright, well there's my last fairy. This is not panic time yet. Okay. bottom one this time. De zero a vero. Vero, hi! Welcome to my stream. This is the first time you watch, yes, because this is your first time chatting. I've been kind of keeping it coy for my other viewers here, but I'm gonna be beating this game today, probably within the next 2 and maybe a few hours. So, you know, just sit tight and have fun. Pale Voyager says, I've watched some of them. I've definitely ripened with age. I mean, doing something for long enough, you eventually just kind of get better at it. You figure out your way of doing it, especially when it's something like, you know, broadcast entertainment, which is what streaming is, really. So, you know. And this is the reason why I'm not particularly panicky right now. I can have fairies. Vero says, gonna lurk doing dishes a bit. All good, Vero. Lurking is completely acceptable with this stream. I'd be a hypocrite otherwise, because I myself am a habitual lurker. Now my question, is, do I get more fairies if I hop down there again? Because if so, then I'm really not going to have any problems. Lovely and delicious. Okay. Alright, I'm full up on fairies, and I'm full up on health now. Pale Voyager says, I took a 10-year hiatus, and yet you still had the sauce afterwards. I mean, it's like you told me. You know, some people just have the sauce, and Pale, you are sauced. Korvac says, I'm semi-lurking because I'm folding laundry, but I have to be here in case those darn bots show up. Yes. You're lurking in the sense that you are attentively paying attention to the stream. You're just not quite participating. Pale Voyager says, I slept under a mountain and returned greater for it, and I need to avoid this fire bar because I didn't make it the first cycle. Okay, alright, okay. Alright. Thank you, Ice Physics. So as what happened last time, during the last stream, as I was going through this dungeon, there's a lot of backtracking with this dungeon. The entire point of going to the top section of the dungeon after the whole room was to change the state of the red and blue pillar switches, which has a weird effect. I go down here. You're welcome for the compliments, Pale. There will be more and you can't stop them. As I could unblock that, go down this hole, fall on top of a solid block, push switch, and move forward. Whoop. Okay. Oh. Alright, well I can manage. Slap that guy. Sword. Sword, sword. Ow. Okay. Korvac says the skeletons are so tall in this game. It's just the skeletons that start appearing in this dungeon. The ones I have to bomb. They're very awkward to deal with, yes. Getting refilled on my magic, which is very nice. I'm going to need that pretty soon. Now. So we have a boss here. It's a funny guy named Cold Stare. Because he's, you know, a big eyeball monster encased in a hunk of ice. Ow. Okay. So I set him free, and it turns out there's 3 Cold Stares. Once again, continuing the habit of this game having multi-bosses. Right, we had 6 armors, we had 3 worms, we had... I think it might just be those ones then. Oh, Blind cloned himself at some points. Again, all that's in the VODs, if you are so inclined. Okay, just get fired. There we go. Pale Voyager says, this dungeon has probs always been my least favorite. I kind of dislike ice dungeons in general, especially the ones with sliding puzzles. Not to be confused with slide puzzles. First time I played Twilight Princess, I feel like I had some issues with the ice dungeon in that game too. I think they made them annoying on purpose. Ice is just a very slippery subject, you know? That's just kind of how it goes. Anyways, the maiden says, Dotsy, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. They say the Hylia people controlled mysterious powers, as did the 7 wise men. 7 sages. You gotta get up your Ocarina of Time, lady. But the blood of the Hylia has become thin over time. We who carry the blood of the 7 wise men do not possess strong power anymore either. Our powers will increase if we mix the courage of the knights with the wisdom of the wise men. Only a short time remains until the gate at the castle linking the worlds opens completely. If you defeat Ganon, this world will vanish and the Triforce will wait for a new holder. I believe in you. Good luck. Pale Voyager says, got him! That's right. Vero says, Jesus only got 3 wise men. Yes, it took 7 of them to seal away evil calamity. I do have a question. Is the game quieter now? I turned my volume down, but I don't think it should affect the stream. Please let me know if the stream has become affected. Because if it has, then I will just crank it right back up. Okay. Oh yes, that's what I forgot to do. So, I will confess, I did a bit more than... Whoop. Apologize for the lag. I did a little bit more than just consult a guide to get through the dungeon. I played through the entire rest of the game ahead of time so that I could be prepared to provide you all with a good stream. Korvax says, I think it might be the same, but I was leaning away from the mic to breathe. Okay, thank you, Korvax. I'll assume that it's the same then. Alright. So, I mentioned previously in the first stream for this game that I was going to try to 100% it. And as you can see from my menu, I'm a bit short on items. And I'm a bit short on hearts. There's only 2 more heart containers from dungeons, which means I'm a little short on heart pieces. So, let's get to that. And I missed my bird. Pale Voyager says, already employing better practices than me. You did kind of already have your prepared saves for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, right? And you played through the whole game ahead of time, and you had a lot of thoughts that you were able to communicate during your stream playthrough. Korvax says, what, you have to catch the bird? You do. If you get hit and you miss the bird, you need to call another taxi in order to fast travel. Back in my day, fast travel was an item you had to unlock, as opposed to just being right there from the get-go. So my long side quest, we're going to start with that little heart piece that you could see on that island back at Lake Hylia in the White World. The one which should be right here. Pale Voyager says having to catch the bird is very Earthboundian. That's true. That's very true. Okay. So now we can actually hop right back into the Dark World. I have literally, I'm not joking, an entire grocery list of objectives to do. Vero says maybe I should play through some of the games that I've streamed before streaming them. I mean, blind playthroughs are quite fun. For instance, Pale Voyager here did a blind playthrough of Alan Wake 2, having been a fan of the 2 prequels of the game, that being Alan Wake and Control, and just seeing the pure unspoilered reactions was really, really fun. Having also seen him play through those first games, especially, of course. Although on the flip side, and I can hear him typing right now to say but, there were a few instances where he did have trouble figuring out what to do next, where to go next. Streamer brain, I'm sure as you know, Vero, is very real. You lose at least 20 IQ points when you start streaming. You become a very stupid, very bad gamer. There it is, the but. I'm gonna pretend that I beat the stream lag. Is that okay, Pale? Oh, I just go down there. Korvac says some games like Outer Wilds need to be streamed blind to IMO, otherwise it's not the same. Yeah, because otherwise it's like a guided tour through something that you really just can't do a guided tour of. Yeah, please get out of my way. Okay. I'm quite convinced that the heart piece that is in this game appears completely randomly. Mainly because I dug where I already knew it was, or where I'd gotten it last time, and no go. Unless it's like up here. Okay. Come back again. Okay, I have to do a full screen transition. Alright, attempt number 2 at digging up a heart piece. See, what's funny about this mini game is it's not even going to be the worst one to be seen today. Not by a long shot, if my practice is any indication. Although with that said, watch me now struggle to get the heart piece from here and get it first shot this time. Vero says, speed how my transition went. LOL. I mean, everyone goes at their own pace, you know? That's really all there is to it. Voyager, Pale Voyager says this is the rest of the stream moment. I really thought I was going to have it with the next minigame that I'm going to be playing. Like, right after this. Korvac says you got that speedrunner blood in you. Vero, do you speedrun anything? Let's dig down here. In comparison, by the way, to how this is going, in my practice run through this minigame, I got the heart piece on the first try. Not the first shovel, just the first, you know, attempt with the timer and such. Alright, just for a little bit of variety, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop to the other minigame and get the heart piece on the first try and then be consigned back to digging. Vivo says, I've tried the speedrun mode on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. It's not my skill. It's not for everyone. Korvac says, you know what? I think I've just come to the realization that I hate minigames. Just now, I'm pretty sure you specifically asked me to play through the ESP Dance minigame in your Pokemon Scarlet playthrough. Although I did not follow through on that. But you threatened me with it. So this one's quite simple. I pay 30 bucks, and I open 2 chests. Pale Voyager says, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth made me realize that minigame's bad. See, it's funny, because like from the perspective of a game designer, I can kind of imagine where minigames are like particularly useful for a designer, because they're a great way to break up the monotony in a game, especially if it's a game that's like just a very monotonous experience to play. You know, which a turn-based RPG in the 1990s is definitely often quite monotonous, but whatever Final Fantasy VII Rebirth isn't no, it's not as monotonous. I mean, there's still grinding and such, and fetch quests, and etc. Korvac says, I thought it was just me being annoyed that they are placed in games that don't seem to need them, but I think I just don't like minigames in general. Korvac's honestly fair. That is the wrong kind of heart. Alright, chest guy, please have mercy on me. I'm playing in front of an audience. Please! This just makes me think of, like, what do the 100% speedrunners of this game do? Like, do they manipulate it or something? There we are, heart piece, and my heart level has increased. Okay. Pale Voyager says, Final Fantasy VII had a healthy amount of mini-games, but Rebirth jingles them in your face like keys. Goodness, I keep stumbling upon my words. Every 10 seconds. Yeah, no, that's very true. Although, to be fair, like, what I saw of the game was a very truncated playthrough and didn't have a lot of the optional content, if I understand correctly, Pale. So, like, I feel like what you showed on stream is, like, slightly worse than the experience of actually playing. Assuming that you actually did show all the minigames and all instances of you doing minigames and me switching to hookshot even though I don't need to. Vero says, might have been why they had the open world with minigames in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. They will not be in the new remake coming up? No question mark. Oh, interesting. So it's just pure skating. That's definitely a case where a game would benefit from being remade then. Pale, I assume you're excited about new Tony Hawk Pro Skater without minigames? No question mark? Actually, no, I'm asking a question, so that is question mark. Where are you? Heart piece, please. I just want to live a little bit more. I just want to become a little bit more resilient against attacks. Heart piece, please. Oh my goodness. Pale Voyager says, yeah, I showed everything. All that was skipped was the open world monotony. I did each type of open world task in Grasslands, but did the other regions off stream. Yeah, so what you showed in your playthrough was a little bit lopsided in terms of like what the minigame composition of that game was. I'm stepping away from this digging minigame. I will come back to it after I finish the rest of my grocery list, because this is obnoxious and ridiculous. I got it on the first attempt in my practice, ladies. Come on. Vero says 2-minute timer on all those levels that used to be open world. So far they've rejigged some goals. That game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 remake, is not out yet, if I understand correctly. Vero, please, as the resident skater girl, please confirm how correct I am. Pale Voyager says Tony Hawk was fun when I was a teen, but I think I'm no longer a true Tony Hawker. That's unfortunate, but, you know, tastes in games and just the kinds of experiences one wants change with time. Right? As a kid, I loved Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town. But now... Oh, and I hated the SNES one. But now as an adult, like, my opinion has been completely reversed. Absolutely. So I've just picked up this treasure chest that's kind of funny. The key to open it is locked inside the chest. I can't open it. Okay, alright. I am going the right way. So, if I remember correctly, I can't hop off cliffs with this thing, and I can't Pegasus boots run with this thing. I have to just drag it halfway across the Hyrule. The Dark World. This is not Hyrule. And despite appearances, this is not Loggerule either. Shoutouts to The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. Fantastic game. I would legitimately stream it next if I had a way to stream 3DS, which I don't, so I will not. Korvax says, all I remember is the mushroom minigame and how ridiculous it was. But there were definitely way too many in that game. Pale Voyager says, the key to open it being inside the chest is also quite Earthboundian. It's weird. Nintendo in the 90s was just cooking games that were like Earthbound. Right? There's this Japanese RPG that they have, which is weird because they don't usually develop Japanese RPGs, called Mother 2, and that game is also so much like Earthbound. Anyways, this guy is an ex-thief and can open the chest, and he opened it, and inside is magic bottle number 4. And now I am free of the burden of that chest. That openable chest. That's not it. I saw stakes and I went to hammer, even though what I actually want here is mirror. Portaling back to the light world brings me to text which I can't read. I need book to read. Hold up the Master Sword and you will get the magic of Bombos. There we go. Vero says, it's not out, but I've seen influencers in the game sphere playing the Pro Skater 4 levels. It's definitely slightly disappointing, but not that bad. Disappointing meaning the change to the open world and minigames thing? Pale Voyager says, yes, I concur. While MK the... No... Pale, can you clarify what you meant by that? Korvax says it's a no rolling, no jumping delivery quest. Yes, that was. And, funnily enough, that is not the last one I will be doing today on this stream. Okay. Alright. Bombos. Okay, cool. I am going in the right direction. So now after walking halfway across the Dark World, I continue walking the other halfway across the Dark World. Hit that skull. Get hit by that skull. Sorry, skull. You're dead now. I want that heart, though. I want that beam. Thank you, beam. Okay, I'm just walking past these guys. Nope. Kind of annoying that my sword beam just hits the wall if I'm right next to it. You know, if I'm being honest. Korvac says, just thinking about how you can apparently just jump into the open world directly from the title video in the new Mario Kart, and it just sounds so neat. The naysayers, I'm telling you, Korvax, the naysayers on Mario Kart World are going to be proven very wrong once they see how much casual audiences are just going to love driving around in that game's overworld. Just doing nothing but driving. Gamers think that everything needs to be a goal or a contest or like quests or whatever, and that an empty open world is completely meaningless. When it's like, the fun is in what you do in the game. An empty world can be so fun if you've got the right gameplay. Vero says, the minigames were super random, so that's not a huge loss. Definitely will not miss dodging feces thrown by monkeys in the zoo. Oh my goodness, Vero. We'll miss the variety of goals that unlock objects for the map. In the remake, they're already there. Oh, that's interesting. See, like, this again goes into what I'm saying. I'm saying that goals in an open world really just are not that big of a deal, in my opinion. Pale Voyager says, while Mother 2 is like Stand By Me, Earthbound is more like The Goonies. Was going to be the dumb joke, but I got too excited. Mysterious Pond. Won't you throw something in? Sure, I'll throw in the 2 things that I need to throw in. Hello, beautiful fairy. I did drop that boomerang. She gives me a red one instead. It throw farther. Funnily enough, I probably won't even use it. Okay, and the other item is this one. My shield. My rinky-dink tiny little shield. Probably more accurate to call it a buckler or something. Yes, I dropped it. Please give me something better in return. Korvac says Mario Kart World would have been a dream game as a kid, and I'm still excited for it now. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Take this. Move on. Can't move on this way. And we have Boomerang that flies much further. Pale Voyager says, I love that about you, Korvax. Her excitement for games? Yeah. No, it's nice. I love my gamer spouse, girl spouse. Viho says, look, as a longtime Tony Hawk fan, you just need the core gameplay to be the same, as well as decent levels. The rest is optional and typically superficial. See, Viho, exactly. You get what I am saying. You are picking up what I have put down. Oh, I don't think it can actually end up on that other side. Wait. Hook shot? Yes, okay, perfect. We are still in business. Okay. Korvac says, gamer. Is that you? Gamer? Because, like, I mean, you are both of those things. Factually speaking. Oh, yes. Bonk. I bonked the headstone and... Oh, it turns out there's an entire crypt underneath it. Korvac says it's you too. That's true. I am also both of those things. And here is the magic cape. Lovely little item. It lets me go invisible so long as I have my magic meter. Basically turns Zelda kind of into a bit of a stealth game almost. Okay, can't go that way. Can I go this? Doesn't matter, because I can go this way. Pale Voyager says all roads lead to Bonk. Is this the point where I kind of have to concede that you're sort of correct? You're kind of on the mark here? Vero says, but yeah, I used to only play games related to my special interests. Honestly, fair. You know, funnily enough, that is a kind of funny way to get into video gaming as a whole, is to just, you know, play games related to the things you know, and then just, you know, play other stuff. Stuff that's also fun. Okay. Got the cape, got the heart piece. Oh. I'm running into rocks as I'm busy reading my grocery list. Please don't bomb me. So here we have a big ol' arrow. But oddly enough, the treasure isn't there. It's here. That says, first series I sort of got into outside of that was Saints Row. Saints Row is definitely the story of like a tragic video game series. It's kind of the problem when you set the expectation that you're just constantly like escalating the stakes and the craziness, that you just reach a point where it gets too crazy and like you just can't go on anymore. Because they tried to remake the first Saints Row, and it was like, from what I understand, people just thought it was like, whatever. You know? Because they wanted to play something bombastic and crazy and just, you know, over the top. I'm not gonna get bumped today. Certainly not. Korvac says, I played at least one of the Tony Hawk games because my sister got one of them for PC. But I don't know which one it was. It was one of them. Korvax then says, it definitely had the Superman song in it. Oh, Vero could probably immediately place it. I had a limited knowledge of the non-arcade style games at the time. Oh. And down this tree I go. Earlier, as in 2 streams ago, some guys were trying to chop it down. And it seems like they mostly succeeded. Pale Voyager says, I got into games through Parappa the Rapper. Oh, wow. It was right after I had a day at karate class, then driving school, then a flea market, then a cooking show, then a gas station bathroom, and finally a concert, and the game just spoke my truth, you know? That sounds like quite the day, Pale. I mean, just if I'm being honest. Okay. It sounds... Actually, I was not needing to take that mirror portal. Pharaoh says, as a Saints Row fan, the first one is kinda meh. Saints Row 2 is the crown jewel, I think. That's interesting, because that's before the series even went completely off the rails. From what I understand, from what people have told me. I've never played Saints Row, I probably never will. Doesn't interest me. But I know a bit about it. Pharaoh says, at Korvax, that's Pro Skater 1. The Pro Skater Encyclopedia wins this round. Pale Voyager says, my first game was actually Super Mario on the NES. Pale, you're not going to believe this given that I am, like, nearly a decade your junior, but that was also my first video game. My mom bought an NES and that game and, like, 3 other games. One of them was TMNT from a yard sale. And it just never worked. Well, okay, like, I mean, it did function. It's just, eventually it just stopped working. The NES console and the games. It was probably still fine, but, you know, after so many tries of failing to get it on, or it would, like, freeze a few minutes after starting, they just threw it out. Which is rather unfortunate if you ask me, but that's how it was. Vero says, the stress of a driving class is perfectly captured. Never had one. Likely never will. Vero then says, mine too. My grandpa had an NES. Duck Hunt was up there too. Oh. I presume you had access to a light gun? I certainly didn't. So the game just never ever did anything. Korvax, we got a bot. Korvax says, I think that was also my first game. Our uncle lent us his NES when the SNES came out or something. So we got to play everything one gen behind. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Kind of get familiar with the whole landscape and then just hop into something new afterwards. Pale Voyager says the NES cart loader was so finicky. It really was. It so was finicky. Okay, I think there's a way to jump down over here. Yes, okay, good. You never guessed Nintendo brought quality to video games and single-handedly saved the medium. They at least single-handedly saved the medium in North America. Okay, so actually no, I'm gonna remove Cape here. Because I don't want to get rid of my magic meter. I recall doing this in my practice and kind of regretting it. Okay, I'm putting my cape back on because this is ridiculous. Right. And we've got Kane. Now, if I'm correct, I have only 2 gaps left in my inventory. That's what I like to see. Vero says, Saints Row 2 does go wild in certain places. Like those voodoo-themed gang whose leader could actually do magic. Oh, that's funny. Speaking of funny, with this funny little cane, I can be kind of invincible. And by kind of, I mean completely. Okay. Just get something simple here then. Let's not hop down that cliff because I want to go up here. Here we have another one of these things. Hold up the Master Sword and you will get the magic of Ether. That's a bit simple, but it works. Pale Voyager says, I'd hope the Famicom had a better cart loader since I believe it was top-loaded and was also red, which helps it. It's true. Red is better. Red is just strictly better. Korvax says, I don't know if it was actually a thing that worked. We had an NES cart cleaner thing. Oh, that's interesting. It looked like a game cartridge, but it was bright orange and had a long handle. You were just supposed to put it in the NES like a regular game and it would do something? And then Korvax concurs, color makes it better. It's true, color does make it better. Okay, whoop. Okay. So I'm going to hop down here and hop right into a tech type. Please, thank you. Okay. Pale Voyager says, what is that? I don't know what that is. Veho says, I also went to a Retro Consoles exhibit in North Bay last year, the day after a celebration of life in North Bay. Oh, that's an unfortunate circumstance, but, you know, at least you had something interesting to do afterward. I played a top-loading NES, which was a tiny thing. Other consoles included an NES, I assume a regular one, PlayStation, GameCube, N64, Xbox, and Dreamcast. Korvax says it's Dynamite Heady. I should have just assumed that, given that it's Pale Voyager who said Dynamite Heady. Okay, notes. Okay. Take Dark World Portal, it says. Okay, alright then. Oh, this is just a nothing shop. I was worried for a moment that I was wasting your time, but my notes say to go up this way. Doesn't say what it's for. I kind of forget. I assume there is a purpose to it. And I'm not just pranking myself over time, like through time. Which I've been known to do inadvertently. So I just hope this isn't one of those cases. Okay, now I believe the way through is this one. Lego says, fun fact, there are some games where you can only play as a male-created character in the first one, but can be female in other ones, and you're still the same person. Yes, one example that I can recall is Pokemon trading card game on Game Boy Color. The first one, you have to play as a boy. The second one, you can play as a girl character, and it is supposedly the same character in both instances. Okay, oh no, wait, I think this was the only way up to this side. Okay. I did not waste it. So... just got a little funny room to go through. Okay, can't attack that guy. Grapple onto this. Go up here, grapple onto that, slap him, fall down the hole, get teleported all the way back to the entrance of the room. Korvac says it takes so long to get into the mod view that now I don't want to leave in case another loser shows up. That's very fair, and also Korvax, I'm sorry, and also Korvax, thank you, and also Korvax, I love you. Okay, grapple onto this one. Where am I supposed to grapple? I'll just go down the hole. Easy. Much easier to deal with. Korvac says, do you actually transition in that game? To which Veros responds, no, though you can get plastic surgery to change gender and build. Rapid fire transition. So there are, yes, invisible floors here, which Ether will reveal. Thankfully it was so close to here. Pale Voyager, just before the Vero message, says, once you get to my level of prestige, the bots don't even bother with you. Oh. Oh, is it because they're trying to spam me specifically? Me, the streamer? Sure, heal me up, woman. Thank you. Korvax says heart. That's right, Korvax. Vero says the fun part is you can put boobs on a guy. Well, isn't that fun? Pale Voyager says, dude, I cannot work a touchscreen keyboard. Touchscreen keyboards are bad, and they're also suck, and I've got 2 empty bottles. Caught a fairy. Thank you. Caught a fairy. Thank you. They're just trying to tempt you to buy viewers, says Vero. Yeah. Yeah. And Korvac says, I'm too lazy to grab my laptop sometimes, and then I suffer. Well, then you should just work at it, so you suffer less. Okay. Alright, I'm counting my heart pieces here. There are 5 remaining in the game. About to get 2 more. I know where 2 other ones are, and the last one is the shoveling game. So I have accounted for everything. Alright. I guess that means I'm gonna have to divert from my plan, and maybe try to dig a little more. Okay, we'll go this way. Although now that I think about it, the other way might have been a touch faster. I'm here now. Pale Voyager says, my work ethic and stream persona pulls in about 1 new regular viewer every year. I mean, you know, that's what we call sustainable growth. Right? You're growing sustainably. Although, funnily enough, from what I understand, most of your new viewers are just old viewers. That are like, whoa, he's still alive? I watched him do Let's Plays 10 years ago. Glad you found that funny, Pale. I know, I go down this way. Yes, okay. Alright. Please give me a heart piece. Corvax, I may need to enlist your help. Just to double check if the heart piece in the digging minigame is in fact random, or if there's a specific spot that I've somehow missed after all of my attempts. Pale Voyager says, it's usually anniversary streams where old viewers pop out of the void. I understood that reference, Pale. Although, of course, the reason why Corvax puts found in scare quotes in that message is because she had been watching your VODs for some time, and didn't want to bother you, I think. I think that's what it was. But don't quote me on that. Okay, come on, come on. Nothing. But I am full up on money again. I want to dig. See, as a joke, I could change the stream category to a game about digging a hole, and I feel like it would be correct with how much I'm digging now. Pale Voyager says, thank you for bullying her into letting me know you guys a little. Aw, you're very welcome, Pale. I will continue to bully her as much as you want. Vero says, I was having too good a time, haven't actually done dishes yet. Oh no! That's so unfortunate, Vero. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, I can't be sincere with my apology. It's kind of delightful that I get to be so entertaining to you. Corvax says, somehow I ran into an Alan Wake 2 VOD on YouTube and was surprised you were still doing stuff. I don't look at my subscriptions on YouTube. I also think I was already following you on Twitch, but never checked Twitch either. Wow. That is very funny. I'm pretty sure she has all the notifications on for you specifically, Pale, now as well. Which is extra funny. Vero says, I am sick, I have an excuse. That's true, you should be resting in bed. You should be radically resting. You should be doing as little physical activity as possible. Sweet mercy, sweet mercy. I think this calls for a drink. Pale Voyager says, it's that sleeper marketing I'm known for. And then says, yes, I know what the yes is for. Vero says, it's here! Hydrate. I have hydrated. Actually, I can get out of this dark world right now. I do not need to be in here any longer. for the next 10 to 12 seconds. Stay away, stay away, stay away. Hello, duck. Korvax says, I was just reading some game FAQs. No longer necessary. I am set. I am good. Anyways, Pale, this is going to be a blink and you miss it moment, so please do not miss this. Ah. Ah. Did you hear that? There it is. That is the ghost of the Misery Mire defeated. Pale explained this story, and actually so did I during my first stream of this game. There is a Zora that is placed there that does not work properly. All it can do is move around completely at random. And if you know it's there, you can actually just swing your sword and kill it, which is precisely what I just did. Oh. Huh, that's a very interesting thing, Korvax, because when I tried talking to the guy again, he would just not let me in. Huh. Well, I can't teleport right to there. Maybe right to here. Pale Voyager says 100% playthrough locked in. Yes. I've done everything, or rather, I've found the secret enemy. That's the important thing. Here's another piece of heart, and now there are only 2 more pieces of heart remaining in the game, and I know precisely, exactly where they are. And in actuality, I want to teleport back out. Korvax says, I scared the baby leaving the bedroom. What was the baby doing in the bedroom? I thought that was closed. Oh, you were leaving the bedroom and you scared the baby. Okay, I understand. How dare you scare the baby? That's our baby. Hello, Fairy. You can go now. You do not have to serve me any longer. Because I'm replacing you with delicious blue Gatorade. Well, in actuality, I'm drinking lemon-lime flavored Gatorade Zero. For any of the Dot Croissant librarians, archivists who want to know what I was doing at this point in time. You know, for the curious. Vero says, Cat is coming into the stream. The door is presently closed. The cat will not be coming to the stream, although she might knock a whole bunch. Korvax then says, the door closing was loud, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Korvax says, if the stream had a cam, I would force Cat on stream. You don't want to show yourself at all, but you do want to show the cat. That's very funny. So anyways, on this ether symbol, I use ether and the storm clears and the actual Misery Mire presents itself. Level 6. Vero says, I do love actual blue Gatorade. That's the good stuff. Very true, Vero. Very true. Unless it's blueberry flavor, in which case you just ask yourself, why aren't you blue raspberry flavor? That's what I ask of blueberry Gatorade. Korvax says, because she is baby. And then blue flavor is really good. It's true, blue flavor is really good. Hello, Wizrobe. Thank you. You are not knocking me out with a knee. See, it's funny because that's a reference, but literally none of you are going to get it. Okay, so this entire section of the dungeon can be a bit labyrinthine, so I'm hoping I'm going through in a good order. I kind of don't exactly remember what works and what doesn't. Wow, I got hit and still have Sword Beam. That's odd. I no longer have Sword Beam. Vero says, I've been trying to show the cats in my streams, but I can't switch from my Xbox to my phone seamlessly. Ah. Nothing here. Okay. Actually, that might not be true. Under the skull, a heart. Under the skull, a money. $1. Corvax says, oh yeah, that makes sense. How long are you kitty sitting again? Right, you're kitty sitting. Pale Voyager says, I was so anxious the first time I revealed myself. I got so many weird comments focused on weird things about my appearance and recoils of being perceived. See, I understand you. I understand this. I don't... Like, being perceived, I think, just unphases me now. It just... Yeah. That said, I concur with Corvax. Pale. Hugs. Vero says, I can't stream from a bowl of pho. Not with that attitude, no, Vero. Alright, this entire digression was useless, and that is a... Oh, I literally can't move forward. Okay. This is gonna be a problem. I'll just get hit. Okay. I'll just deal with it. Vero says, I'm cat sitting indefinitely, or at least up to 9 months, as my friend is on the fast list for housing with the situation with their now ex-spouse. Oh my goodness. That's rather unfortunate. Corvax says, I don't go outside because I don't like being perceived. That's what I'm saying, it sucks. Okay. Wow, this dungeon's really wanting me to use the cave. Here's another key. Good, okay. Vero says, I love that you're continuing this joke, Vero. I could take my phone to a bowl of pho, and that would count. It's true, you would be streaming from pho. Okay, this is... What is this? Okay. We have a spine-looking place here. Pillar switches. And a key. Okay, that means something. And I just avoid those spikes. Okay, bunny me. That's fine. Actually, I'll just move through this door and then... It was completely unnecessary. But that's fine. Pale, I love this one. Smart fun. Vero says, I love being perceived, actually. As a French Canadian, my body needs to be observed for the full experience of my speech. Oh, that is hilarious, Vero. Pale Voyager, just killing it with the jokes today. It runs on Broth OS. Yes. Okay, hold on minutes. Now I'm a touch lost. Okay, I can go down this way. What's down here? Something I can go through now. Okay. Dungeon map. Now this door, no, it's fine. I can trust it. I've got enough keys. Yeah, this door is nothing. But it's fine. Down this we have ouches. More ouches. Okay, here is... I'm quite certain I can't do anything with this right now. Yep, I can't do anything. Back out this way we go. Pale Voyager says, I still think about Exhausted Man sometimes. I feel like I should know what you mean by that, but I don't. Pale, what do you mean by that? Corvax says, I don't even say my name in French even though I hate the way it sounds in English, I worry too much about what others think of me. That's true, even I've been doing that. I've been saying Korvax on stream instead of Kovacs. Which, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, is kind of unforgivable. Korvax then says, just noodle people squirming around. I have missed something. I've clearly missed something in my attempts to navigate a labyrinth. Nothing here, but I know what's in that chest. Pale Voyager says, yeah, me. I'm just a boneless game oh. Yes. Yes, I remember. A funny little game you streamed about a boneless game dev man. Oh, I'm low on magic. I'm gonna go this way instead then. I'm full on magic now. Corvax says, remember, Dot, it was a short stream game. Yes, I remember now. I understand. Oh, okay. That one's... no. Okay. Push, 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 push. Then leave well enough alone. Then push, 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 whoop, push, flame it, flame it, flame it, and flame it. And then we get shaking. Vero says, I always say my name in French in public. Only my friends know me as V. Yes, I see. I understand. That was a long earthquake shake thing. Oh, it was this. Okay. Was it this? It's this. Yes. Pale Voyager says, your name could be Tyrone. Imagine the horror. Corvax then responds, Tyrone would be weird in French, though. Pale Voyager says, I feel like there would be a throat G in it. Throat G. In fact, this here is actually not the way I want to go. Even though that is the way forward, there is something else to be done in this dungeon first. Now that I have the large key. Vivo says, I was taught to be proud of my French-Canadian heritage. Yes, that is very much something that they do in pretty much every single French school. Just in this country, generally. I mean, it's something you would expect in Quebec, but here in Ontario, too, because, you know, what it's like being a linguistic minority. Especially one that I would describe as much less visible. So now I have a new item, and in fact my inventory is completely full. Oh. I need to remember where I was. I think I know where I was. Okay, I'll just go back this way. That'll be faster. The Voyager says, when the lingua franca isn't français. You know, when you put it that way, that is kind of odd, isn't it, Pale? Right, back through this door I go. And then through here is not the way forward. Okay, the wrong turn I took was up in this room. I go up north instead. And then hop down, and then yes. Now, I don't know about y'all, but the shape of this room reminds me of the first dungeon. I don't know what it is about it, but just the central room in that dungeon. Just that room was giving me that other room, and Let's hope that this treasure chest is not something I need. Pale Voyager says, I like words. They are fun. You know, I'm kind of with you on that one, Pale. Words are fun. So the only use I have for the item in this dungeon is putting down that switch right there. The switch unputs itself if I step up off of it. And you need to hold it down in order to keep the door open. And I need to not die to this bubble here. Vero says, like something spelled GH in anglicized versions in certain languages. I might have missed something. Korvax says, at one point in primary school... Goodness. They put in a little program where we would get a virus if we spoke English, but a vaccine if we spoke French. Oh, that's weird. I'm calling it. That's weird. Okay. Have to finesse this. Finessed. Is there any... No, I just have to go back this way. Okay. Oh yes, let's finish Korvax's message. Something with points and maybe we got prizes at the end. That's super weird. Awkward that disease was the way we decided to go when trying to convince kids to speak French in school. Yeah, considering how little we're doing anything with disease nowadays. I didn't think I would be living through a time of a massive measles outbreak, and yet... The Voyager says socio-political commentary in that program. Something like that, maybe, just like, barely. Okay, let's hit this again and see if... I hope that's the right way to go. Whoop. Well, I just got boomed. Thankfully, I've got fairy. Korvax says it didn't work. It really didn't. It is so hard to keep on it. Okay. I think I'm legitimately fine to go through the boss battle here. So whatever this guy is, and I forget what his name is. First, he sends his eyeballs to you. Then, he sends his eyeball to you. And there we are. Dead. Actually a quite underwhelming boss for what is the, you know, second last normal dungeon in the game. Pale Voyager says, in one of the MGS games, English is a virus. Yeah... Colonialism definitely has a bit of a bio-warfare kind of thing going on with it, doesn't it? Korvax says, what? Korvax, Pale Voyager is not joking. Anyways, the Crystal Maiden says, Dotsy, because of you I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. Ganon captured us because he couldn't break the seal of the wise men with his power alone. And then, using the wizard Aghanim as his pawn, he drew us to the Dark World. After cracking the seal with our powers, he sealed us inside of these crystals. He then gave us to his loyal monsters, but Ganon didn't plan on your getting this far. Now, Princess Zelda is waiting for you inside of Turtle Rock. Please hurry. Do you understand? Yep, absolutely, absolutely. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce. Continuing with the messages, Vero says, English is just so convenient. There's something about English that is just very malleable in a way that I don't get when I speak French, personally. Pale Voyager says, I feel like Sly would want to know this boss biblically. Does Sly like eyeballs or something? Or is it more of a hate eyeballs type of situation? Pale Voyager says, Sly is just a monster fornicator, and I don't put anything past her anymore. Fair. Sly is definitely that. So here we have Super Bomb for the low, low price of $100. I get a big bomb. And if I run, it goes off. And I think if I jump off of a cliff, it goes off. It's basically like that treasure chest, except this time the key to open this up is not locked inside. I just need to press the wrong button. Thankfully, I've got Sword Beam to deal with this, we'll call it an escort mission. I can guard myself a little bit better. At least a little bit. Korvac says, oh, I forgot you want to try not to swear on this stream. That's just kind of how I want this stream to be. I don't really want to be a foul-mouthed sailor type. That's what I'm like IRL, and I feel like it just wouldn't serve me particularly well here. I hope this is the right thing to blow up. Please explode. Very long countdown. Pale Voyager says, that bomb is also Earthboundian, temporary item party member. Shoutouts to the teddy bear in Earthbound. Hello, Big Fairy. She says, hello there. Did you drop this? Sure did. She'll give me something important instead. These are silver arrows. To give Ganon his last moment, you definitely need them. Yep. I know I don't quite have the figure of a fairy. Ganon's cruel power is to blame. I think you look gorgeous, ma'am. So now I get silver arrows. And as a nice little touch, the icon at the top of the screen even changes. Won't you throw something in? There's one more thing I can throw in to this pond. Please trust that I am right to do this. Goodbye, Red. Vero says, as an amateur linguist, French has a lot of rules that you need to know before speaking. So many rules. It is much more structured. Not to mention our sounds that are hard for children, like our nasal vowels. Also very true. Pale Voyager says, I'll try to rein in the potty mouth too, so your chat isn't a den of filth. I mean, I'm not going to be opposed to you, swearing in chat if that's your prerogative. It's just... I won't want to swear on this stream. I do, however, think it's funny for me to try to kind of censor the swears by me reading them out. Like what I did when you used that term. So, you know. Vero says, fairy archetype. I think you mean archetype. Korak says, I think the chat can be filthy because I'm not going to remember not to swear. Yeah, it's fine. This is just a me thing. I just don't want to do that here on the stream. That's really all there is to it. So, red sword is bye-bye now. I have golden sword instead. I think it also does twice as much damage as before. I forget exactly how the power levels work. It's a pretty big leap, is the relevant part here. Korvac says, you can say Colin de Bien. Yeah, but you and Vero are going to be the only ones who even begin to understand what that means. Vero says, I saw people struggle with French in lyric diction class, and it's made sense since then. French has helped me with other language sounds, though. Irish even. Yeah, I mean, French has a lot of sounds that English just does not have. And so English speakers speaking a second language often are a little, like, they're on the back foot in terms of, like, properly communicating. Even if, like, for many, like, Anglophones who do learn French, it becomes abundantly clear that they actually have a very solid understanding of French. And if you were to ask them to write or read, like, you know, they would have no problem. It's just speaking French, if you don't know how, is quite the challenge, right? Pale Voyager says, low-key way of saying pale dumb. No. Absolutely not. Corvax says, swears bypass language barriers. Kinda true. So on this quake symbol, I do a little quake, and Turtlehead just disappears and turns into stairs. Stairhead. So just to confirm where I am, I have sword level 4, I have all the items, I am just about to enter Turtle Rock, I've got 2 blue Gatorades on me, I'm missing a single heart piece to get all the heart pieces in the game, I've just gotten full magic from that thing, thank you. Now it's time to rescue Princess Zelda. Pale Voyager says everyone but this bozo would get it. I'm teasing. I understand you're teasing, Pale. Okay. Now I gotta remember the order to go through this room. Let's just hope that this is a cromulent order to go through. So the trick for this room is I have to ride this silly little platform. I have to light all 4 of these in pretty short order. So let's do exactly that. Let's fail at doing exactly that. Okay. We'll try that again. Pale Voyager says, I'm trying to keep Bozo alive. You know, that's kind of noble, Pale. I can dig it. Okay. Alright. Corvax says, I do like when people make regular non-offensive words into swear substitutes. My previous boss liked to say sac à papier, literally paper bag, when frustrated. Ow. Okay, no. I'm not timing these. Cape. And here we have key, and here we have map. Cape. And there we go. Corvax says, Bozo is a good word. It is. Name of a famous clown. Why don't we use a term like Pagliacci as an insult for someone who is, you know, not quite intellectually gifted. That's a word. Oh, yes, okay. So, I think new to this sword, I can crush tiles that come after me. So I just need to basically play a little bit of a rhythm game with these guys. Until they start coming at me from a different angle. Okay, okay. I really hope this was necessary, because these sections are always so long. Vero says, you don't pronounce the G in Pagliacci. Yeah? Yeah? And? I pronounce the G in Pagliacci. See, Vero, even though I am ostensibly educated, I'm not educated. At the very least, I'm not cultured. Okay, that is not the direction I wanted to go. Hello? Come on. Corvax says, what is this word? Pagliacci? It's the name of a clown. Oh, yes, okay. Come to this room. And the door disappears if I'm not facing it, but thankfully I have a way not to face it. Just an obnoxious little puzzle where you have to use an obtuse, obscure game mechanic. Corvax says, get the heart! I know there is a delay, but I say it anyways. Did I get the heart, or did I neglect to get the heart? There we go, I've gotten a whole bunch of things just there. Corvax says, the only clown I care about is Samuel. What does she mean by this? Okay. Here we get a key, another one from this chest, and down to the next basement we go. Basement 1. And I managed to avoid the bubble, somehow. I'm just that good, gamer-wise, I guess. Pale Voyager. Oh boy, this is a long message. I am excited. Says, fun, possibly apocryphal fact, Nimrod, one of Noah's grandsons in the Bible, was known for being quite smart. The trend of calling someone a Nimrod to insult their intelligence was born from a Looney Tunes bit where Bugs used it sarcastically. No way. And America didn't know it was sarcasm. Oh, that's so funny! Thank you, Pale. That is a very funny, fun fact. Not merely a fun fact, but a funny fun fact. Wow. That's a great one. Whoop. Okay, we're fine. I got laser. Never mind. Vero says, he's a clown in the Pierrot archetype, the sad clown stereotype. Ah, the original sad boy. I understand now. Korvax says to Pale Voyager, I believe it, but I'm not a Nimrod. Korvax does not know anything about clowns. Kind of true. Okay, yeah, okay. Whoop. Whoop. Ow. I just have to go again this way, I think. Now this time I will go this way. Clown says, Korvax, goodness, I called you Clown, I'm sorry babe, says, Clown Samuel from Marie Soleil. I'm not familiar with that, Korvax. I'm just not familiar. I know I've earned you, like, forcibly putting it in front of my face by saying that, but, like, I'm just not familiar. Okay. We'll go up this way. Korvax says, I actually care about 2 clowns, can't forget about Lunette. Okay. That was a close one. I'm gonna drink some blue now. What? That was not a safe place to go. Okay. Here we are. Uh-huh. Oh, this isn't the one. This is not the way to go. Pale Voyager says, Lunette was my childhood GF. In my own head. In everyone's head, I think, Pale. Oh, yes! Oh, Vero! Korvax doesn't know about clown class at the Laurentian. She doesn't know that, like, you can actually take clown as a subject in school. Wait, no, you were never there, Vero. You don't know about clown class either, do you? momentarily forgot. Okay, yes, but what I'm saying, Corvax, is you don't believe me when I tell you that there is an actual class and an actual accredited university, whatever that's worth. That's called Clown. And then here we are, the last heart piece. The weirdest possible way to get it. I have to get it from inside a dungeon. And there we are. Pale Voyager says, Lunette. I don't understand the meaning of what you've said, Pale. Corvax says, no, I believe you, I just think it's silly. No, I don't think you believe me. I understand that you believe me. And now with the mirror shield and the last heart piece in tow, I can continue. Onward! Corvax says, I thought it was Lunette because the name sounds French. Yeah, I thought so too. It's Lunette, as in like a Looney Tune? Isn't that something? Okay, hold on a minute. Yes, okay, so I kill those guys, and then I pull. That was the wrong one. That was the right one. And then money. There is no purpose for me being in here. I will leave the money room. Pale Voyager says, I plumb forgot. No apologies needed. Okay. Corvax says, well, she's a loon. She's a clown, so she's a loon. She's a bit loony in the tunes. Oh, just avoided the spike roller. I continue to make wonderful progress here. And that wonderful progress is about to be completely arrested, because I need to navigate an actual labyrinth of a room, and I missed my stop. My bus stop. And I might have missed it again, okay. This is the puzzle solver. And this, getting firebarred again. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's, I'll take it. We take those, I guess. And we're through. Pale Voyager says, I follow her actress on the site that used to be a bird. The dead bird site. Oh, okay. Oh, well then. That is a good question, Corvax. What is she up to nowadays? I hope whatever she's doing, she's just having a good time. Oh, actually, I don't think this is necessary. This is what's necessary in this room. Ow. Okay. I believe the rest of those are just money, so I'm going to skip the getting laser bit of this. Yeah. Okay, that is not how you hit that guy. Okay, well somehow we made it. Okay, let's look here. I've got 2 fairies. That's good. And I have 1 blue Gatorade, so I think I'm not going to heal here. Am I reading this right, Pale? Are you saying that this actress is Claire in like the original RE2. Pale Voyager said she'd also take tasteful bathtub selfies. I trust that you know what the word tasteful means. Alright, there's one head. And there's my head hitting the floor. Korvac says tub selfies. That is far more excited than I would have expected you to be for bathtub selfies, Korvax, if I'm being quite honest. Oh, he's dead. Oh, okay, he's already dead. And the boss is dead. See? Totally dead. Just kidding. Not dead. Okay. Whoop. I am going to drink blue now. This boss is quite simple. The weak part lights up. I just have to hit it. And there we are. Korvac's surprise is a form of excitement. She was in her 20s when she did the show. My goodness, that must have been so long ago. I'm pretty sure I was a wee baby when that show was on. And here she is, Princess Zelda. She says, I appreciate your coming so far to rescue me, as I thought you are the legendary hero. I have felt this from the first time we met. Ganon is waiting inside of his tower to pass through the gate linking the two worlds. Once Ganon enters the light world, it is unlikely that anyone can stop him. Uh-oh, that's not good. But if he stays in the closed space of this world... I almost misread that as if he stays in the closet. Maybe. You can find him wherever he runs. Now go to the Tower of Ganon. We will use our combined powers to break the barrier. Let's return peace to the country without fail. Do you understand? Absolutely. So now at this point, I have everything. I've got absolutely every single upgrade, save for better clothes. That's the only upgrade I don't have. Now, I could opt to go get some more blue Gatorade before this dungeon, but I'm feeling a little confident. There's a lot of fairies in that dungeon, so I can just stock up. Pale Voyager says, another foe dispatched and kept from Sly's clutches. I don't know if that one is Sly's type, but I suppose you're right, you know. Nothing is surprising anymore. Korvac says, 20s makes sense. I don't know how adults have the patience to do kids shows, though. Seems like it would be really frustrating. Korvac, I think that's just a you thing. Pale Voyager says, Ganondorf. Korvac says, is he gay, though? That's the question I was asking. You know, when I kind of paused at my misread, I'm like, I don't think so. He is a bit dramatic, but besides that, no. I really can't see it. Let's just shoot. I'm here in his tower. I am just opening fire. You know. Not doing this in any, like, hard way. Open this and open that. Hookshot my way through. Ding. 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 Tink. Tink. Get that. Pale Voyager says, I mean, he's at least sassy being the only male born per 100 years. It's kind of true. Tinkaton. Corvax, you'll be pleased to know that I'm not even going to attempt that accent. I'm not even going to attempt the line. But it's a really funny line. Vero says, not to brag, but I did the dishes. You know what? You're allowed to brag. Ow. Okay, ow. Okay. Portal me. Alright, I've been portaled. Okay, I remember there was something kind of funky about this room. There it is. No more funk. Chest, key, open. Alright. Here I've got to go through the portals. Korvax says, yay, chore done. Chore done is always yay. Phil says, I was going to say the smell of the room. What room, Vero? Oh, the smell of the room with the undone dishes? Yes, it can be a bit much. Oh, I just went, I had gone in the wrong direction. That's what went wrong. No. Wrong way. Bye-bye, beetles. No more bouncing me, okay? All those teleporters are so disorienting, my goodness. Okay, I am in exactly the place I want to be. Happy me. As you can see from the beetles just kind of floating over the void, there are invisible floors in this room. Thankfully, from prior experiences, we know how to deal with those. It's by doing that. It's by doing that. Diego says, you said there was something funky about a room. Oh, goodness. Okay, come on. I'm near the end of the game. There's no reason for me to be choking now. Okay. I kind of have to navigate around there. Okay, show me around here. Keep the enemies frozen. Oh, okay. Alright, I've used the movement to save myself. Alright. Now I know. Don't. Okay. We're fine. Pale Voyager says, clipping the me moment you just did. What me moment? I did 3 you moments there, Pale. At least. Rex says, don't touch the beetles. You know, I should just take advice from my IRL self. I should just not touch bugs. Pale Voyager says, ha ha ha. I'm glad you think it's funny. Alright. That is the first boss of the game, just eliminated in 6 hits. No big deal. And here is the large key. It can open many locks that the small keys cannot. That's important because, like all dungeons in this game, there is a big chest and a big door. Pale Voyager says, I take small pleasures in such wholesome vindications. How was he vindicated there? Oh my. Okay. Fairies, come over here. I need to catch all of you. You caught a fairy. Okay, good. Catch me another one. Catch me another one. Okay. Oh, well, I caught it with my face instead. Vero says, big chested dungeons. Big dungeons did chests. Speaking of whom, which, what, here's the chest, and here's the last item in the game. We are now officially 100%. We have red mail. I now take a quarter damage. I do not go in this direction. This direction is not necessary for me to go in. I go up here, I get shut behind me. This is where I first came downstairs. I go upstairs. I leave the entire right side of the downstairs completely untouched because I don't need to touch it. Because there is nothing there for me because I have now obtained the last item in this game. And I have the big key. Time to go forward. Pale Voyager says, that room reminded me of Max Payne Drug Feud Blood Trail segments. It kind of is like that, isn't it, Pale? Oh no, okay. I'm going to need to be a bit more creative. Oh my, that is so much lag. Okay. I hit the switch. I hit the switch again. I hit the switch one more time. There is... I'm going through it right now, my goodness. Oh, please just die for me. Okay. Well, that didn't do anything for me. How do I open this? I just pushed that. Okay. Swap the blocks. Onward we go. Onward and upward. See, it's thankful that I just got the red mail because goodness have I needed it already so far, even at the end of the game, in the final dungeon. Okay. Whoop. Come on. Okay, there's one dead one. Can we get another dead one, please? Thank you. Okay. No, no, please do not send me back this way. Okay. Alright, okay, we're good. False alarms here. Alright, sorry chat. I was too busy, just lost in the sauce here. Korvac says, fully kittened out. Yes, I am fully kittened out. I am a complete kitty. Okay, hit the switch. Whoop. No, hit the lever. Hit the switch. Okay. Alright. Avoid the tinka 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 tink. Somehow I've avoided all the tinka tinka tinks. Pale Voyager says, I am traumatized forever. Korvac says, TBH, I don't know how you managed to beat that game. I would have given up immediately. Same, Korvac, same. Pale Voyager says, I lost my feces, a rare accomplishment. Kinda true. There's some advanced tech that you, I think, need to do to get past this little gap here. A Pegasus jump. Vero says, the whole kitten caboodle. Ah, yes. You caught a fairy. I will keep it in a bottle. Now, I think if I remember correctly, that puts me at 4 fairies. Okay, we're doing good. Is there nothing in these? There's nothing in these skulls. Korvac says, I lost my feces is way worse. Exactly, Korvac. You are starting to understand what I've got going now. Whoop. Aha. Didn't come back quite soon enough. Pale Voyager says, so much worse. Exactly, exactly. As I said, you now understand what I'm going for. Okay, one of these has it. By one of these, I mean I beat the skeleton, and the door's open. Pale Voyager says, Max Payne left me bereft of stool. It did. You were fully empty. That experience left you completely prepared to immediately get a colonoscopy done on yourself. Alright, kids, I have to tell you, I do not like slippery floor. Korvac says, who needs an enema when you have Max Payne? We're not even talking about this game. And I would have it no other way. Speaking of previous bosses, shout out to previous bosses. Thankfully, all of these are... I'm trying to say they're not big of a deal, but I am getting my face kicked in. Quite spectacularly, if I might add. Viho says, how was the sample gameplay? Bale Voyager says, enterologist list max pain on the colonoscopy prep info sheet. Okay, at least I'm not beeping anymore. Okay, what I would like to know is, do these whiz robes... Oh, they do die to ether. Perfect. Okay. We're good. We are set. Alright. We run right through. Nothing. Ain't a thing. You know, actually... No. I'm not dealing with these guys on this conveyor belt. Not happening. Die. Not even a heart drop for me? Come on, guys. Okay. The puzzle for this room is a little tricky, but I can manage it. I do fire, I do fire, I do fire, and I do fire, and then I go down. And I go to the door before it closes. Corvax says nothing ain't a thing. Nothing ain't a thing. That's true. Korvax says, those guys look like minotaurs. Which ones? The minotaur looking guys? Whoop! Okay, yes. There's a specific order you have to do that room, otherwise you fail it. No problem. I can just go upstairs and fail it again. Go here, I fail. See? Exactly. This game's so easy. Short of magic power. Are you kidding me? Okay. Alright. We are now in trouble. A little. We are not in trouble. Alright. Well, you know what? I'm taking that. Alright, so we go this way instead. I die, that's fine. I didn't get knocked into the hole. So I will accept this outcome. Korvax says, yeah, the Minotaur looking ones. Yeah. Okay. And here's the key I want. Chests are nothing. Truthfully, I don't know why I'm getting the puzzle solved sound again and again and again here. Pale Voyager says tactical defeat. Legitimately, it actually was a tactical defeat. That defeat allowed me to finish the room. Anyways, here is the most annoying boss in the game. He run into me, I die. And by die, I mean fall into the hole and have to go through a whole bunch of stuff again. Easy. Look at that. Corvax, okay, the Minotaur are called Taros. Oh. Tavros. I promise you that that is the only Homestuck reference I will make on the stream today. Pale Voyager says what I am thinking. Moldorm, get fricked. Whoop. Thankfully I don't have to defeat any of these annoying guys. I can just go straight through. And here we are at this top of the tower looking area. We are at the top of the tower. Ho ho ho! Says Santa Claus. It's great that you could come all the way here, Dotsy. I'm very happy to see you again, but you'd better believe that we will not have a third meeting. It's true. Prepare to meet your doom. Incorrect. Incorrect, Aghanim. Prepare to meet your doom. Okay. For my own safety here... Oh, I've got 3 fairies. Oh, this is easy. Easy. And that did not hit him? Okay. Two of them keep going into one another. That's weird. Thankfully, it still hits him. Whoop. Okay. That fairy had a weird effect there. That was a little strange. Ow. And there we go. Aghanim is now dead. Pale Voyager. Oh no! Why did you have to say it like that? Pale Voyager, no! Oh. I do love me some Solix Captor though. He is a funny guy. Korvax, I am also thinking the same thing. And the bird, which I cannot normally use in the Dark World, has delivered me here. And, you know, for safety, I'm gonna go back home, and I'm going to go get myself some more Gatorade. But first, I'm gonna warp back into the Dark World. Just once more for posterity. Korvax says, what are we thinking? You just seem completely, like, astounded by what Pale said. Or at least, that's how I felt. And then Pale says, Aga Nimrod. Yeah, but no. He's just a dummy who died. At my hands. No less. Oh, actually, hello, please give me red. Yeah, okay. I think we're gonna be good. I'm kitted out, I've got fairies, I've got blue Gatorade, I have literally every single thing in the game. I need to be in the dark. Oh, wait, I can just go there. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I can go up this way, because this way is open in the light world. Vero says, tapioca pearls are like if soggy bread was good. And yet, soggy bread, for me, is inedible. As is all forms of bread. Pale Voyager, just like mischief makers. Says at Vero. Are we calling Mischief Maker a tapioca pearl? Is that where we're going with this? And here we are at Ganon. He says, I never imagined a girl like you could give me so much trouble. It's unbelievable that you defeated my alter ego, Aga Nimrod, the Dark Wizard, twice. And there will not be a third meeting. But I will never give you the Triforce. I will destroy you and make my wish to conquer both light and dark worlds come true without delay. You've got the Triforce, like, can't you just make your wish right now? Who am I kidding? You're Ganon, your own biggest enemy. Always. Okay, so now I just have to let him break the floor. I have to be very careful not to get hit, because if I get hit and fall through the floor, the hole in the floor that he's making, I have to restart the entire fight, and that's just, that's a bit of a nonsense, if you ask me. This is fine. Ganon says, you're doing well, lass. But can you break through this secret technique of darkness? On guard! Whoop. Okay. So I just have to break through the secret technique of darkness. Unbelievable. Korvac says, Mischief Maker's a soggy bread. That's what I was asking. Vero says, soggy gluten-free bread would probably be truly awful. Gluten-free bread is already quite awful. Pale Voyager says, I'm doing a callback to how I kept saying Mischief Makers is like if X is Y. Korvac says, ah. Pale Voyager says, which Vero wouldn't get, but was instrumental in this time. Korvac says, I made grilled cheese with gluten-free bread for the first time this week, and it was actually surprisingly good. Okay, I'm just going to drink my Gatorade here. Cormac says, I don't like it toasted, so it was nice that it was more edible than usual. Pale Voyager says, Ganon 100% a theater kid. His secret technique of darkness. Yeah, that is theater kid stuff. Korvac says, you think Ganon would be good at hunting truffles? You have to imagine. He's got the nose for it. Okay, alright. And the tricked bats, but I hit a few times, or just once anyways. This works. There's no holes here yet. I can just kind of hang out over here. There goes half my health bar, but that does not matter. Whoop. Okay, make your bat again. Let's keep hitting. Easy there, Ganon. I'm probably not gonna let you do this to me again. Same line, technique of darkness, theater kid stuff, you know. Okay. Where is he? He's over here. Here he is, silver arrows. Oh, I have to do this multiple times. Okay. How am I doing magic-wise? I'm doing pretty good, so I'm going to let a fairy catch me on this one. Okay, this is fine. Pale Voyager says, isn't Triforce just a magical truffle at the end of the day? Pale says, Truff-Force. Korvac says, we get the Little Northern Bakery bread. Pale Voyager says, haha, yes, in response to something, I'm sure. Korvac says, OMG, that's how he always shows up to get it. He has the nose for the Truff-Force. This lore is interesting. Pale Voyager says, new headcanon unlocked. Thank you for being here, Pale. Thank you so much. Okay. Alright. Fire, fire. Not me kind of having an anxiety attack on stream here. Get arrowed again. That's just me clapping, folks. That is just me being moderately excited. And the door opens, and we go through. Pale Voyager says, yes, ma'am! Yes, ma'am! And the Triforce says, welcome, Dot C. I am the essence of the Triforce. Later series Zelda scholars are going to have to explain this one to me, I think. Pale Voyager says, you did it! I did do it! Korvac says, clap, clap. Korvac says, I hear a bang from the other room. That's me slamming the controller onto the table. Lightly slamming it. I like this controller. I don't want to damage it. Triforce then says, this Triforce... Oh, the Triforce will grant the wishes in the heart and mind of the person who touches it. Korvac says, also, you beat the game just in time. My timing is impeccable. I beat Mischief Makers just in time as well. If a person with a good heart touches it, it will make his good wishes come true. If an evil-hearted person touches it, it grants his evil wishes. Evil wishes. Ooh. Korvax says, are you using the little guy? I'm not. That thing lags too much. 8-bit dough M30, do not recommend it unless you're okay with playing wired. The stronger the wish, the more powerful the Triforce's expression of that wish. Damn, so you just gotta make a really strong wish and then you get a pretty cool effect. Cool. Ganon's wish was to conquer the world. That wish changed the Golden Land to the Dark World. Again, later Zelda kind of counters this. Ganon was building up his powers here so he could conquer the Light World and make his wish come completely true. So again, later Zelda lore, like, we know that he just got sealed away here because Triforce fail-safe. But now you have totally destroyed Ganon. His Dark World will vanish. Vero says, I have realized that I have info-dumped very artistically earlier with y'all. Don't worry. Info-dumping is a love language. Korvax says, info-dumping is fun to see. That's also true. Pale Voyager says, we all do. You're in great company. You're on great company. In, on, up, down, and all around. Here we are. Gamer's first tattoo. And we've got Lord of the Rings, Return of the King at Hyrule Castle. Look at that, it's the king and all the ladies. I guess he's got a bit of an entourage now. Pale Voyager says, oh no, it is, isn't it? You'll have to clarify what you mean. I very, very quickly forget what I say. Sahasrara gets to go back home. The priest was brought back to life as well. These guys. Gamer tattoo. I'm not wrong. If I was wrong, I wouldn't have said it. I'm correct. Yeah, that really is Gamer's first tattoo. I saw it so much when I was in college. The bully makes a friend. Oh, they get brought back. The bully and the ball guy. Your uncle recovers. Yep, the uncle who died right at the start of the game. He got better. That Triforce really is something else. Pale Voyager says, dot correct. Yes. Yes. I don't think I'm going to use that, but I like it. I like it. Korvax says, wait, what? Vero says, I'm glad I'm a gamer, and that was not my first tattoo. Pale Voyager says, my uncle died, he got better. It's known to happen. Vero says, wait, better from death? Yes, Link's uncle dies in the first minutes of the game, and the Triforce's wish-granting power just kind of revived him. You know. Flute Boy plays again at the Haunted Grove. That old man is so happy he gets to hear his son play again. That was a real rough bit. I did not know that the big fairy who gives you bow and bomb upgrades, capacity upgrades, has a name. Yo says, yo, Flute Boy! Yeah, Flute Boy. He's back! Bug catching kid in Kakariko Town. There he is. He got better. He was sick earlier. Now he's got a bee hanging around him. Korvax says, if the Triforce is sentient, maybe it should just refuse to grant evil wishes and we wouldn't have this legend problem. Maybe. Anyways, Korvax, apropos of nothing, I think you should finish playing The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Pale Voyager says, free will? Have you thought about that? Yeah. Sometimes the bad guy just needs to win a few in order for the good guy to kick into gear. See? Wind Waker. Pale Voyager says, gosh. Corvax says, I don't feel like it. There's a cute guy in the game. At the ice dungeon. And he's cute. And there's lore. There's actual lore-changing events that are really cool. And now we have credits. Beautiful music, if I do say so myself, and I say so. Korvac says, maybe you can finish it for me. Maybe. Pale Voyager says, Echoes of Wisdom is goated and Bedstack goes brrrr. Yeah, it kind of does. It's also cool that you have so many different options. Is it just me, or did they kind of... The automatons, they're just not very useful in that game. Korvac says, I've finished, ellipsis, most of the Zelda games I started. I've also finished most of the Zelda games I started, I think. Korvac says, wait, actually, I think I finished less than I started. You want to rephrase that, Korvax? Because if you haven't finished all of them that you have started, technically that's already less than you started, if you think about it. Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom are the only ones I finished. You never finished Ocarina? You never finished Majora? These are all 3D Zelda games. You just play some 2D Zelda. It's great. Pale Voyager says, I found one of them to be okay. I think he was a samurai guy. Am I drunk? Oh yeah, there might be a samurai automaton. I kind of forgot to do that entire quest line. Vero says, I've only played Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild. Those are the two that are like the most most successful and like biggest fan ones. Pale Voyager says, Tears of the Kingdom, Sobs, and Polymath. Quarterback says, wait, I didn't even beat Breath of the Wild, LMAO. You could go back to that. I think Pale means, by Polymath, just that he plays lots of games. Vero says, didn't finish either. To be fair, Vero, Zelda games are quite long. There's a lot to do. And finishing games is, you know, honestly, just not necessary. I wonder what all this count is for. I think it's for all the times I've game overed. That must be it. I think that's what the count is for. Korvac says, I did everything in Breath of the Wild except the final boss and all the Koroks. You are not supposed to do all the Koroks. Pit Voyager says, Tears of the Kingdom had become a symbol, emblematic of the enormity of my backlog. Yeah, it's an enormous game. Pharaoh says, I got stuck in the first Adult Link dungeon in Ocarina of Time. I can't find a key. That is the first time you get a key. Yeah, there's a key in the first room. You have to climb up the vines. Pale Voyager says, I did all the Koroks. Yeah, but Pale Voyager, you have a very particular peculiarity to yourself in that you 100% the games you like. I can't wait to watch you 100% UFO 50 on stream blind. I guarantee you, this is a dot croissant guarantee, you will love that game. But anyways, speaking of games that have been loved, I love this game. This game is so fun. It was just fun from start to finish. Just a great time. 100% the games I don't like too. Pale. You are fascinating. But this has been my stream. I'm glad I've managed to actually finish it on time and not overrun the 2 hours I like doing, because longer than two is a bit much. And I do have to cook dinner later as well. Corvax will be very angry if I skip out on that. So that's the end of my stream. Thank all three of you for coming. Vero, it was a pleasure to have you for the first time in the stream. I hope you had fun. And come again. Uh, if you want to. I mean, I'll be expecting it. Wink. Uh, Pale Voyager says, thank you for streaming. Best one so far, IMO. Best stream. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Pale. I guess I get better with every stream. Even though there were some moments where I was very much ignoring chat, I guess for gamer reasons. Just both of you, and of course Corvax, thank you for being here. Next time on the stream, I don't know what to play. I'm thinking Final Fantasy V. Corvax suggested Mother 3, but I think if I played that, I would want to play Earthbound first, and I just recently played Earthbound. So maybe Final Fantasy V next. Vero says, had a blast. Next up is Zelda CDI games, right? Never. Alright. With that remark, I think it's time to say we're done here. Yeah, you say so, Pale? Okay, I'm definitely going to have to think about it then.